Right, good morning. What's up, everyone? Some of you would have already seen the Apex Legends has now been officially, um, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like they officially decided to no longer support Proton for Linux capability. So any Linux user will be kicked. The reasoning behind that is that it will affect a small amount of players, but it would have a large impact on cheating. That's their logic. Apparently, their systems show that there are a lot of people cheating on Linux um, because something about it's easier to emulate and then bypass and crap, Windows exploits and all sorts of stuff on Linux. Which, okay, I do understand that. However, we're such a small, player base, and if a Windows player goes through the effort of installing Linux, um, specifically just to cheat in Apex, then they are a piece of crap human being, and surely those people need to be banned somehow, and not the rest of us. Anyhows, what is ticking a lot of people off is that quite a while ago, I think it's about 2 years ago, they were like, oh no, we're going to be one of the games that will actually, enable Proton support for EAC. And yeah, everyone rejoiced. We're like, yeah, okay, Linux is getting, one of the, popular-ish sort of games is getting official Linux support. Not official Linux support per se, but they're at least, ticking that box saying, okay, allow Proton to run. But that being said, Electronic Arts really just seems to hate Linux. Battlefield 5, such an old game, recently they decided to swap out the anti-cheat that it was using for their own anti-cheat, which is not Linux compatible. So myself and a lot of other people, who used to play Battlefield 5 every so often, multiplayer, can no longer do that either, even on the older games. So it seems like Electronic Arts is just really not in the mood to deal with Linux whatsoever, even though we have seen an upward trend of Linux slowly but surely gaining market share. More and more people are becoming sort of anti-Windows. They looking for alternatives, and Linux would be the next major alternative to Windows or Mac. So, anyways, Electronic Arts just don't seem to really like us very much. But yeah, I just thought I'd go over a list of other games that have been denied. We are on areweanticheat.com. Oh, sorry, areweanticheatyet.com. It's a list. It's fairly extensive. Apex will probably be updated very soon. I mean, it just happened yesterday. So Apex will probably make this list of denied status very quickly. But let's just go and have a look. We got Fortnite, which we know there are still people cheating. Most of these, we actually know that it is plagued by cheaters. In fact, I remember with Warzone, even on Windows, cheating was a big problem. And yeah, can't play Warzone on, on Linux either. So the fact that they exclude the Linux community, I don't know if it's really going to help with cheating. Really, I don't feel like it will. Again, there can't be that many of us who are cheating and that many Windows players who are moving over to Linux specifically just to have better exploits. It can't be that large amount, and if it is, I would be shocked. Um, there's the other thing, these companies don't really post numbers. That would be interesting if they go public with some numbers from their servers, from their data that they've captured. But yeah, there's Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5. Both titles will work perfectly fine. In terms of performance, rendering the game, it works perfectly fine. Even Fortnite renders perfectly fine. You just can't play. You can't actually connect to the servers. So Rust was another one. Renders perfectly fine. We can play Rust on servers that don't have the anti-cheat enabled. But yeah, Little things like that, eh? So many of these games are denied, and literally it's one page. Now we are starting to move into the realm of, supported or planned or broken, meaning there could potentially be a fix, but it's not explicitly denied. Um, so hopefully one of these days more and more games will provide support. But I think the bigger issue here that we need to look at is perhaps, oh, there's another EA one, yeah. No, EA is really not great. I think the bigger issue that we need to perhaps look at is cheating in general, and this culture of people feeling like they need to cheat for points on the internet, imaginary points on the internet. Um, I still believe that even though we're in 2024, we're nearing the end of 2024, we've got all this knowledge, we've done all this research, we've had all this time to explore the human psyche, we've had all this time to look at development, to look at mistakes we have made as a species, and we are still far away from doing anything right. In general, the amount of people who are confident with themselves and happy with their own abilities and content, it still seems, from my point of view, it still seems like the amount of people like that are extremely tiny. Everywhere I look, I see fully grown adults who are chasing, unrealistic um, goals. They are spending hours and hours in front of a mirror. They are spending, a crap ton of money on their image and their looks. They are driving around in huge vehicles, burning fuel, costing them an arm and a leg. Um, they're not paying their kids school fees. A lot of these people are not paying school fees, but they are driving these cars. They're living in these fancy houses. They indebted. I think I'm not going to pull up any stats here, but the amount of debt that everyone has worldwide is actually quite high. So yeah, in general, it just feels like everyone is still sort of falling for this consumerist. I need to. The only way I can prove myself as a human being is if I look fancy and wear fancy things and buy expensive things and achieve things and get recognition from everyone. And to a large extent, cheaters who, people who go out of their way to cheat on these online games, I mean, they are spending their time and their effort to cheat. They are finding these hacks, oftentimes paying for them. They are creating a market for hacks where coders and programmers are incentivized to create these exploits, all because they want to be the MVP. They want to get a little clap and say, "Well done, you were first." It's like, yeah, okay. It does feel good when you are first. It does feel good when you're top three. It does feel good when you do something really well and when you get recognition for it. It does feel great. But how sick and messed up in your head must you be that you can get that recognition knowing full well that you cheated? It's like these multimillionaires who in South Africa especially, with all the corruption and the what's it called, uh the entrepreneurs, you want to go on social media saying how successful you are. You want to drive your fancy car saying, "Look at me, I'm self-made. I've worked hard for my money and my wealth." Whereas you know that you sold a broom for 100,000 rand. Okay, you know that you engaged in corrupt activities, but you want you kind of want to portray yourself as being this honest person who's just worked hard and made the right decisions. Cheating, to me, it's, there's something mentally wrong with you if you're gonna go out of your way to cheat. I've even now watched some other YouTubers commenting on this whole Apex thing, and they said, well, here and there, because they've been in the industry a long time, sometimes people will DM them on Reddit or whatever, asking for advice, and they've actually got DMs asking for advice on how to set up Linux for Apex. They're actually not wanting to move over to Linux. They just want to use Linux for Apex so that they can actually cheat more easily. Bruh, there must be something wrong with you. And again, I'm sorry, but that is not a Linux user. That person is a Windows user who is looking at different ways of exploits. So again, if they are willing to go out of their way to actually get Linux running on their system just so that they can cheat in Apex, there is something mentally wrong with them. And that brings me to the next thing. We need to look at ourselves as society, and we need to realize these things that have sort of a snowball effect on people in society. Stop focusing so much on status and praise and all that nonsense, because at the end of the day, yeah, some praise is good, but some people get addicted to it and they do stupid things. And we need to just focus more on what makes us happy intrinsically, as opposed to just keep, chasing everyone else's praise. So that's me. I just thought I'd make a bit of a longer video. If you haven't seen my short video that I posted yesterday, I'll link it. But I just wanted to make a bit of a longer video, a talking head video. That's me. That's it. I'm now going to go and enjoy my weekend, and I'm going to keep using Linux. I, for one, am not moving back to Windows. I'm done with Windows. I recently made a Windows video, and that was on a VM. I'm not installing Windows on my hardware. I'm not going to be doing GPU pass-through. If I can't play the game on Linux, I'm not playing the game. It's as simple as that. And some of you might be like, well, that kind of sounds stupid, but remember, if I can't play the game on Linux, it's most likely a multiplayer game. And it's most likely because they have cheating issues, which means they still have cheating issues on Windows, which means I'm still going to be seeing cheaters, even if I'm playing on Windows. So I'm not going to go through all the effort of installing Windows on my bare metal or getting a dual GPU setup so that I can do GPU pass-through. I'm not going to do any of that nonsense. I'm just going to live my life on Linux. If it runs, it runs. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and I move on with my life. Yeah, that's pretty much me. Okay, anyways, let me stop rambling. Please do comment below. Like the video if you liked it. Do subscribe if you aren't subscribed. It really helps the channel out a lot. And yeah, yesterday was Halloween and Diwali at the same time. So we kind of just sat here at home, comforting our dogs, and yeah, it was kind of just a very boring Halloween for us this side. Very, very boring. But yeah, we'll see. New Year's is on the way. We'll probably do something fun then. I am also working on a little project. Surprisingly, one of the games that we were going to use for this project was Apex, but obviously I'm going to be dropping that right now. So, but yeah, I'm working on a little sort of multiplayer project, a community project where people can get together and socialize and play some games, like similar to the old days, except we don't physically travel to each other's houses. We gonna just do it online. But yeah, I'll be posting more information about that probably in the next couple of weeks. Get the Discord server all tuned, and there's already a server, but I'm keeping it small now on a local group here. But yeah, I'll update everyone on that as it develops, I guess. I am doing it in my spare time, so Yeah. Anyways, have a good one. Bye.